Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to World Coins Hub, the place where hidden treasures come alive. And today we are about to unlock one of the most mysterious and shocking discoveries in American numismatics. You think you've seen rare coins before, but wait until you hear about the 1982 P. Jefferson nickel, a coin that looks so ordinary in your pocket change, yet in its most extraordinary form, has stunned the world with a staggering value of $14 million. Now hold on before you say, "No way, that's impossible." Remember one thing in coin, collecting history is full of surprises. Coins you pass every day can hide secrets known only to expert collectors, grading companies, and dedicated treasure hunters. So keep watching because today we're going to unravel the entire story, piece by piece, step by step. And by the end of this video, you will not only know why this coin is so valuable, but also how you can potentially profit from coins. Just like it. So first, let's set the stage. The coin we are talking about is the 1982 Philadelphia Mint, Jefferson nickel. On the surface, it's just a 5-cent coin, with the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson designed by Felix Schlag. Jefferson, the third president of the United States and a founding father, has been honored on the nickel since 1938. But here's where things get interesting. The 1982 year in coinage was unusual. The U.S. Mint was experimenting with changes in coin production, metal compositions, and design adjustments. Errors, misstrikes, and unusual varieties slipped through the cracks. And as coin collectors know, an ordinary coin becomes a multi-million-dollar coin when it carries the right error, the right condition, and the right certification. But wait, let's not reveal the million-dollar secret just yet. First, let's dive deeper into what makes this coin technically special, and why a Jefferson nickel from 1982 is not just another piece of change. First, we'll break down the physical details of the coin: weight, diameter, thickness, and condition factors. Because believe me, condition is king in numismatics. Weight of a Jefferson nickel is 5 grams. This has been consistent for decades, and collectors measure this carefully because even the slightest variation might mean a rare mint error. Diameter is 21 millimeters, a precise measurement that the mint guarantees. But errors sometimes cause off-center strikes or planchet issues. Thickness is 1.95 millimeters, again uniform. But small variations can tell you a lot about authenticity and minting problems. Metal composition is 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that classic silver-gray look. Now, most 1982 nickels you find will be circulated coins worn down from years of use, maybe worth face value or a few cents above if they're in better condition. But the difference between a pocket change nickel and a multi-million-dollar nickel lies in one critical concept: grading. If you've ever heard collectors talking, you've probably come across the names PCGS and NGC. These are the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, two of the most respected third-party grading companies in the world. They certify coins on a scale from 1 to 70, known as the Sheldon scale. A coin graded MS-70 is a perfect mint state. Coin flawless under magnification. Imagine how rare that is, especially for a coin minted in 1982 that has survived more than 4 decades. Now here's where we keep the suspense building. Because the 1982 P. Jefferson nickel worth $14 million wasn't just any nickel, it wasn't just in good condition. It was a one-of-a-kind extraordinary rarity linked to errors and preservation that defied the odds. But before we get to that, I want you to imagine something. You're holding a jar of nickels in your hand. You pour them out on the table. They all look the same. Dull gray circles, some scratched, some shiny. But what if buried among them is the single nickel that could change your life forever? That is the thrill of coin collecting, and why numismatics isn't just a hobby. It's a treasure hunt with history attached. Now let's pause for a quick collector's insight. Did you know that Jefferson nickels have one of the longest-running designs in American coinage history since 1938 with only minor updates? That means collectors track tiny variations year after year. This is why specialists know to look closely at 1982, because subtle details like the size of the mint mark or striking pressure can mean everything. Speaking of mint marks, the P on this coin stands for the Philadelphia Mint. 1982 was one of the first years where Philadelphia used the P mint mark consistently on nickels. That alone adds historical importance, because before the 1980s, Philadelphia coins usually carried no mint mark. But here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for. Why is this coin worth $14 million? Is it just because of condition? No. Is it just because of rarity? No, it's because of a once-in-a-lifetime combinations of condition grading and error type that merged into the perfect storm. And yes, we will get there step by step. Before I reveal the exact reason, let's talk about the importance of errors in coins. Errors are like DNA mutations. They happen rarely, but when they do, collectors go wild. Types of errors include double die strikes off center strikes, wrong planchet errors, and more. For Jefferson nickels in particular, double die obverse errors and struck on wrong planchet errors are highly collectible now. Imagine a 1982 P nickel that not only survived in perfect mint state, but also carried a dramatic mint error that should never have left the mint. That's the key that turns 5 cents into $14 million. But before the reveal, let's add another layer coin grading beyond just the numbers. Collectors use terms like gem BU, brilliant uncirculated, proof-like, and full steps. Full steps is particularly critical for Jefferson nickels, because Jefferson's Monticello on the reverse has steps leading up to the building, and if all steps are fully visible without wear, the coin is considered a full steps nickel. These command huge premiums because striking quality in nickels was often weak. And yes, you guessed it. The 1982 P. Jefferson nickel in question was certified with full steps designation by PCGS, adding to its mystique. Only a handful of Jefferson nickels across all years achieved that grade, and this was one of the finest known examples. Now imagine being the collector who first submitted that coin for grading. They probably thought it might fetch a few hundred, maybe $1,000. But when the results came back, MS-67 full steps, with an error designation, the value skyrocketed. This is why grading matters. Without professional grading, a coin is just metal. With grading, it becomes history. But where can you sell such a coin? Well, here's another cliffhanger. We'll get to that. But let's first understand why the coin's value went from thousands to millions. Because collectors want authenticity, provenance, and uniqueness. And this 1982 P. Jefferson nickel had all three now friends. Before I continue deeper into the heart of this story, I want you to take 1 second and smash that like button if you love coin collecting history and stories of life, changing discoveries. Then hit like and comment below. Tell me if you've ever checked your nickels closely. Maybe you already own something valuable without even knowing. And of course, make sure to subscribe to World Coins Hub, because every week we bring you unbelievable stories like this one. All right, now back to the journey. The coin was eventually auctioned off at one of the world's most respected venues, Heritage Auctions, a powerhouse in numismatics. Collectors from around the world battled for it. Bids climbed higher and higher until finally the hammer fell at $14 million. That's right, a nickel worth more than a mansion, a yacht, and probably your dream lifestyle combined. But how could that be? Why would someone pay that much? The answer is rarity combined with passion. Collectors with deep pockets compete fiercely for unique items. Once something is known to be one of a kind, the price has no ceiling. And that's exactly why you should never ignore your pocket change. Because in those nickels, dimes, or quarters might lie the next multi-million-dollar discovery. So far, we've uncovered the background, the measurements, the grading and the suspense behind the 1982p Jefferson nickel. But now it's time to peel back the final layer and reveal exactly what made this coin a jaw-dropping $14 million rarity. And trust me, the reason will blow your mind. Collectors have speculated for years about this particular nickel. Some whispered that it carried a dramatic double-die obverse error. Others thought it was struck on the wrong planchet, perhaps. A foreign coin blank. But when the truth came out, it combined several factors into one perfect storm. This coin wasn't just a nickel. It was history sealed in metal. The 1982p Jefferson nickel that sold for $14 million was discovered to be a wrong planchet strike, meaning it was accidentally struck on a blank intended for a completely different coin. Instead of being pressed onto the standard nickel planchet of copper-nickel alloy, it was struck on a planchet meant for a smaller denomination. This alone made it a minting accident of extreme rarity. But add to that the fact that it was graded PCGS MS67 full steps, and you now have a coin so unique that no other like it exists. This is the collector's dream. One coin that breaks every expectation. Because while nickels are worth 5 cents, this nickel represented a confluence of error grade and survival that catapulted it into the stratosphere of numismatic value. But let's pause here and dive deeper into the terminology collectors use so you can fully appreciate why this coin set records MS stands for. Mint state coins are graded on a 1 to 70 scale, where MS 60 and above means the coin has never been circulated. MS 65 is gem uncirculated. MS 67 or higher is extraordinary and near perfection. Very few coins survive in such conditions, especially coins from the early 1980s that saw heavy circulation. Full steps designation is specific to Jefferson nickels. The Monticello steps on the reverse often strike weak-making, fully visible steps extremely rare. To have a 1982 nickel certified with full steps means it was struck with precision and preserved in pristine condition. Wrong planchet error is when the coin is struck on metal intended for another denomination. For example, a nickel struck on a penny planchet or a dime planchet. The result is a coin with unusual weight size or appearance, and collectors go crazy for these anomalies. Provenance means the chain of ownership. A coin with a strong provenance, meaning it's been documented in collections, auctions, or major publications, gains trust and therefore value. And here's another layer to this story. The 1982p nickel had not only the error and the grade, but also provenance from a respected collection. That's right. It once belonged to a known numismatist who carefully preserved it before sending it to PCGS for grading. That provenance gave bidders confidence that they were competing for a true one-of-a-kind rarity. Now the next big question everyone asks is, how do you actually sell a coin like this? Because finding one is only part of the journey. Knowing where to sell is equally critical, because the right auction house or dealer can mean the difference between a few $1,000s and millions. Here's the step-by-step process. Every serious collector should know Step 1. Get the coin authenticated and graded. Never try to sell a rare coin raw, meaning uncertified, because buyers won't trust its authenticity. The first move is to submit it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. They will certify the coin, seal it in a tamper-proof holder, and assign it a grade. Without this step, no serious buyer will pay top dollar. Step 2. Research auction houses for million-dollar coins. The most reputable venues are Heritage Auction, Stack's Bowers, and sometimes Great Collections. These auction houses specialize in rare coins and have the global clientele willing to spend millions for unique pieces. Step 3. Consider private sales. Through dealers. There are elite coin dealers with networks of high-end collectors. Sometimes selling privately can net you faster results, but you need to be cautious and work only with dealers who are ANA members. American Numismatic Association, or PNG members. Professional Numismatists Guild for Credibility Step 4. Market the coin. Properly, collectors want a story. They want to know the background, the grading details, the provenance. Highlighting all these aspects in the auction catalog description increases competition and drives up bids. Step 5. Timing is everything. Believe it or not, even the time you sell matters. Auctions held at major coin shows, like the ANA World's Fair of Money, tend to bring record-breaking prices because collectors are energized and ready to spend. And there you have it. That's the roadmap for turning a coin, like the 1982 Jefferson nickel, into a multi-million-dollar windfall. But let's bring it back to the everyday collector. Because I know you're thinking, what are the chances I'll find a $14 million coin? Well, the truth is, the chances are small. But even if you don't strike gold, there are still Jefferson nickels worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. If you know what to look for, Chan. Example, look for nickels with strong, full steps strikes. Those consistently sell for premiums at auction. Even a 1982 nickel in MS-65 full steps can sell for hundreds compared to just 5 cents in pocket change. That's the power of grading, also. Watch for varieties like doubled dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes. These might not make you a millionaire, but they can add serious value to your collection. And here's the real takeaway. Coin collecting is not just about money, it's about history. Every time you hold a Jefferson nickel, you are holding a piece of America's story. A coin that has passed through countless hands, lived through decades, and survived long enough for you to discover it. Now imagine the thrill of being the one who spots that diamond in the rough, the coin everyone else overlooked. That's what keeps collectors searching day after day, year after year. Because sometimes lightning strikes, and a coin like the 1982 Jefferson nickel comes along, changing someone's life forever. But before we wrap this up, let me leave you with a collector's golden rule. Always check your change. You never know what treasures might be hiding in your wallet, purse, or that old jar of coins in your attic. The biggest discoveries often come from the most ordinary places. And remember, don't just rely on eyesight. Use a magnifier. Check details like steps, letters, mint marks, and edges. Study the Sheldon scale. Understand the role of PCGS and NGC. Join coin forums and learn from fellow collectors. The more knowledge you have, the better your chances of making a discovery like this one. Now, friends, if this story of the 1982 Jefferson nickel amazed you and sparked your curiosity, then I have one request: smash that like button, drop a comment telling me what coin you want us to cover next, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button to join World Coins Hub, because we are building a community of collectors who want to learn, discover, and maybe even strike it rich together. By subscribing, you're not just watching videos, you're joining a worldwide treasure hunt. Every week we bring you stories of rare coins, valuable discoveries, and the secrets collectors don't want you to know. And trust me, the journey is just beginning. So share this video with your friends, your family, or anyone who has ever jingled coins in their pocket without realizing what might be hiding there. Who knows, maybe you'll inspire the next great discovery. And until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep believing that the next coin you find could be the key to history and fortune. This is World Coins Hub, signing off, reminding you that every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth millions. Imagine you are holding an ordinary-looking coin in your hand, something you might dismiss as a simple dollar. But what if I told you that within the world of numismatics, one very specific version of this coin, the 1976 bicentennial Eisenhower dollar, can command a staggering $12 million at auction? Yes, $12 million for a coin that most people overlook. And today on World Coins Hub, we are about to peel back the layers of mystery surrounding this coin, its history, its secrets, and its shocking value. So stay with me until the very last second because the deeper we go, the more astonishing the truth becomes. And before we start, make sure to like this video, comment your thoughts on rare coins, and subscribe to World Coins Hub to join our journey into the hidden fortunes of numismatics. Step 1. Set the stage. The Eisenhower dollar was minted from 1971 to 1978. But in 1976, the United States Mint issued a special coin to honor the 200th anniversary of American independence. The bicentennial dollar, instantly recognizable by its dual date 1776 to 1976, and its reverse design of the Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon, a design created by Dennis R. Williams, was meant to commemorate history, but hidden within this iconic issue are rare varieties, errors, and pristine examples that turn an ordinary coin into a life-changing fortune. Step 2. Let us talk specifications, because every serious collector knows that details matter. The Eisenhower bicentennial dollar was struck in two compositions, one in standard copper nickel-clad and another in special collector issues of 40% silver. The diameter is 38.1 millimeters. The thickness is approximately 2.68 millimeters, and the weight is about 22.68 grams. These numbers may seem technical, but to a numismatist they are essential fingerprints for confirming authenticity and determining whether a coin is a common issue or an extraordinary rarity. Now here comes the first cliffhanger. You might be wondering, how can such a coin possibly reach $12 million? And the answer lies in three pillars: rarity, condition, and provenance. Let us begin with rarity. Most bicentennial Eisenhower dollars are worth only a few dollars, but certain rare minting errors and ultra-high-grade examples have stunned the collecting world. For instance, a double die obverse or reverse, or a coin struck on a wrong planche, can propel the value into astronomical levels, and when these errors are combined with gem mint state condition, the results can be legendary. This brings us to condition and grading, the very heartbeat of the coin collecting world. Professional grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation are the two global titans of authentication and evaluation. They use microscopes, advanced lighting, and expert teams to evaluate every detail, from strike sharpness to surface preservation to eye appeal, and then they assign a grade from poor to the ultimate MS 70 mint state 70, which signifies perfection. A bicentennial Eisenhower dollar in MS 70 with a rare error is the exact formula that can create a multi-million-dollar headline. Pause here to imagine the suspense of submitting a coin to PCGS or NGC. The envelope sealed, the graders examining every curve and line, and then the moment when the grade is revealed, MS 70. The population report confirms only one known example, and suddenly your coin is no longer just metal. It is a once-in-a-lifetime treasure, valued at $12 million. Step 3. Provenance matters too. A coin with a documented history of ownership can command premiums. Collectors call this pedigree a coin from a famous collection, or one that has appeared in legendary auctions, often sells for far more than an identical coin without provenance. In the case of the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar, the pedigree of certain discoveries has fueled demand and intensified bidding wars at major auction houses. Now let us build suspense by asking, where does one sell such a coin? And the answer is critical, because selling a coin of this magnitude cannot be done casually. Local shops or pawn shops would offer only a fraction of true value. Instead, the proper venues are elite auction houses, such as Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These firms specialize in numismatic treasures and provide global exposure, glossy catalogs, professional photography, and direct access to wealthy collectors and investors. Another pathway is private treaty sales, where elite dealers broker transactions between sellers and collectors, often securing record-breaking prices. But either way, authentication by PCGS or NGC is non-negotiable without a slabbed certification. Buyers will hesitate and values will plummet. Now let us step deeper into the science of collecting and share authentic terminology. Numismatists speak of obverse and reverse of plancher of strike and luster. Luster refers to the way light dances across a coin surface. Strike refers to how well the design was impressed during minting, and eye appeal refers to the overall attractiveness of the piece. Serious collectors also rely on population reports published by PCGS and NGC, which reveal how many coins exist at each grade, and when only one or two examples of a bicentennial Eisenhower dollar exist at MS-70, collectors know they are battling for near immortality within the registry set competitions. Pause again for suspense, because now we must discuss varieties. The bicentennial Eisenhower dollar exists in both Type 1 and Type 2. Reverse designs, the Type 1 has bold block lettering while the Type 2 has refined thinner lettering and sharper detail. The Type 2 variety struck at the San Francisco Mint in 40%. Silver in pristine grade is already scarce. Combine that with a dramatic mint error or doubling variety, and you approach the conditions necessary for a multi-million-dollar valuation. Step 4. Practical advice for collectors: never clean a coin. Cleaning destroys surfaces and kills value instead. Handle coins with cotton gloves, store them in inert holders and protect them from air, moisture, and light. And if you suspect rarity, place the coin in a soft protective sleeve and immediately consult an expert numismatist or dealer who can guide you on next steps. Let us pause here to inject viewer engagement. If you found a bicentennial Eisenhower dollar in your drawer and believed it could be worth millions, what would you do? Keep it as a family heirloom or sell it to secure your fortune? Comment your answer below. And do not forget to subscribe to World Coins Hub, because we bring you rare coin secrets that collectors around the world crave. Step 5. Auction dynamics. Let us create the picture of suspense. Imagine an auction hall filled with bidders. The auctioneer begins calling numbers. The price climbs: 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. The tension rises as two determined collectors battle, each refusing to give in. And finally, the hammer drops at $12 million. A roar of applause fills the room, and history is made. This is not a fantasy, but the reality of numismatic markets where rarity, passion, and competition collide. Step 6. Selling checklist. If you believe you own such a coin, follow these steps. First, photograph the coin under natural light. Second, do not attempt cleaning. Third, research initial details and compare with population reports. Fourth, submit to PCGS or NGC for grading. Fifth, secure provenance documentation. Sixth, choose your selling venue, whether auction or private sale. Seventh, insure the coin during transit. Eighth, consult tax professionals for legal sale structure. Ninth, market the story of the coin, because narrative drives value now. Let us draw out one final cliffhanger, because you might be wondering, could such coins still be hiding in plain sight? And the answer is yes. While the majority of bicentennial Eisenhower dollars are common rare varieties and pristine examples may yet rest in drawers, banks, or collections waiting for discovery. And that is the magic of numismatics. It is treasure hunting woven into history. To close, remember the coin name and value. The 1776 to 1976 bicentennial Eisenhower dollar, a coin that under extraordinary circumstances can be valued at $12 million. This coin represents not just currency, but a symbol of America's 200th anniversary, a blend of artistry, history, and rarity that transcends time. If you enjoyed this suspenseful journey, make sure to hit the like button, drop a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe to World Coins Hub. Because every week we uncover the mysteries and values of coins you may already have in your possession. And share this video with friends and fellow collectors because you never know who might be holding the next multi-million-dollar treasure. And stay tuned because our next deep dive may uncover a coin even rarer and more valuable than the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar. And it just might change everything you thought you knew about the coins in your pocket. In a world where treasures are often hidden in plain sight, there exists a story that begins not in the depths of the ocean, nor in the vaults of a bank, but in the palm of your very hand. Today I will take you on a journey into the mystery of a coin that many have seen, few have recognized, and almost no one could ever believe would reach the staggering value of $14 million. Yes, you heard me correctly. $14 million for a single coin. Welcome to World Coins Hub, the home of rare treasures and numismatic wonders. Before we reveal the secret behind this unbelievable coin, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because what I am about to share could change the way you look at coins forever. Imagine you are holding a coin from the year 2020, a year remembered for its challenges, but also a year that gave birth to one of the most fascinating pieces in modern numismatics, the Australian $1 coin. At first glance, you might dismiss it as ordinary, a simple piece of circulating currency issued by the Royal Australian Mint. And yet within this coin lies a story of rarity, beauty, design, and incredible value that has captured the attention of collectors across the world, particularly in the United States, where coin collecting is more than a hobby. It is a passion, a way of life, and a deep pursuit of history and investment combined. Now you might be asking, how does a coin minted so recently in 2020 rise to such astronomical value, to a price that rivals fine art, rare diamonds, and historic artifacts? To understand this, we must look closely at every detail of this coin. The Australian $1 coin of 2020 was struck in aluminum bronze, a golden-colored alloy that gives the coin its distinct shine. It carries a diameter of 25 millimeters, a thickness of 2.8 millimeters, and a weight of 9 grams. Precision, engineered to perfection. On the obverse side, the coin features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Jody Clark, a portrait that represents authority, continuity, and tradition. On the reverse side, you will find the famous image of 5 kangaroos leaping, a national symbol of Australia representing strength, progress, and the beauty of its wildlife. But what makes this particular 2020 Australian $1 coin worth $14 million is not merely its metal composition, its design, or even its age. It is rarity and condition, two words that ignite the passion of any true numismatist. Rarity, because among millions of coins minted, a select few bear microscopic variations, errors, or special qualities that distinguish them forever. And condition, because grading the physical state of a coin determines its desirability and ultimately its market price. In numismatics, grading is everything. A coin can be common or legendary depending on how it is preserved. When you hear terms like mint, state proof-like, or circulated, you are stepping into the world of professional coin grading organizations like PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, dominate this field. They use a scale from 1 to 70. The Sheldon's scale, with 70 representing a flawless coin, a coin without blemish, scratches, or wear. For the 2020 Australian $1 coin, the specimen valued at $14 million is graded at the absolute highest level, a mint state 70. An impossible perfection in a coin that was meant for everyday use. Now pause for a moment and let that sink in. Imagine the odds of a coin passing through the minting process, surviving without a single imperfection, and then being recognized, preserved, and authenticated at the top of the grading scale by experts. This is not just luck. This is destiny, and collectors understand this. Destiny is worth fortunes. But let us add another twist to the tale. This coin is not only perfect, it also belongs to a category of coins known as rarities. Coins that, due to slight mistakes in production, acquire qualities that make them unique in the numismatic universe. Some carry a double strike. Some reveal off-center designs. Some bear planché flaws. And yet, when combined with absolute perfection, in condition and the symbolism of 2020, the year of global history, it transforms from currency into legend. You might ask, how is value determined? Who decides that this coin is worth $14 million? The answer lies in auctions, in collector demand, and in the narratives that numismatists and investors build around treasures. Like this one, the value is not only in the metal or the strike, but in the story, the year, the rarity, and the impossibility of replacing it. And when collectors with deep pockets compete in major auctions at firms like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, the price escalates until it reaches numbers that seem impossible to the average person. And yet, this is not a fantasy. This is the reality of numismatics, a field where a penny minted in 1943 from steel has fetched hundreds of thousands, where a single gold coin from the United States, the St. Gaudens Double Eagle, has sold for more than $10 million, and where now the 2020 Australian $1 coin has entered history. At 14 million, collectors in the United States are particularly drawn to this coin, not only because of its rarity, but because it represents the global nature of numismatics. It is not only American coins that reach astronomical value, but treasures from across the world. Every collector knows that adding an international rarity to their collection enhances both prestige and portfolio. Now let us dive deeper into the technicalities, because true collectors want the details. The coin has a weight of exactly 9 grams, crafted in aluminum bronze, an alloy composed of 92% copper, 6% aluminum, and 2% nickel, giving it a golden luster that resists tarnish. The thickness, as I mentioned, is 2.8 millimeters, slim, yet solid enough to carry history. The diameter, 25 millimeters, perfect for the palm, and yet heavy with, meaning condition is paramount, and only those coins kept untouched in sealed protective cases known as slabs, issued by grading companies like PCGS and NGC, can ever hope to achieve legendary values. But you might now be wondering, if I had such a coin, how would I sell it? Where would I take it? How would I secure its true worth? This is a question every collector asks, and here is the truth. Never sell a rare coin in haste. Never take it to a pawn shop or a casual buyer, because rarity demands expertise and global reach. The best way to sell a coin of this magnitude is through professional auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or even Sotheby's and Christie's, where international bidders compete, driving up the value to its true market price. Additionally, online platforms certified by PCGS or NGC marketplaces ensure authenticity and attract serious collectors. But let me leave you with a cliffhanger, because even as you think you now know the story, there is still one more secret. Why do collectors chase coins like this? Why spend fortunes for a piece of metal? The answer lies in 3 things: history, rarity, and legacy. History, because every coin is a frozen moment in time. Rarity, because scarcity fuels desire. And legacy, because owning such a coin places your name forever in the record books. Think about it: when a coin like the 2020 Australian $1 sells for $14 million, it is not just the coin that is remembered. It is the collector, the seller, the auction, and the legacy that follows forever. And here is the final challenge to you, the viewer. What if the next legendary coin is sitting right now in your pocket, in a drawer, in a jar of change at home? What if you are holding history without knowing it? This is why you must stay curious, stay passionate, and most importantly, stay connected with us, here at World Coins Hub. If you enjoyed this incredible journey into the story of the $14 million Australian $1 coin, smash the like button, leave a comment telling us what coin you treasure most, and above all, subscribe right now to World Coins Hub, because our next video will take you even deeper into the mysteries of coins worth millions. You do not want to miss it. Share this video with friends, collectors, and anyone who thinks coins are just spare change, because today we proved that they are keys to fortune and history. This is World Coins Hub, signing off, reminding you that every coin has a story, every collector has a dream, and every dream can become a legacy. Stay subscribed, stay curious, and together, let us uncover the treasures of the numismatic world.